Hi and welcome to the 2015 Highlands 101, and I am here with Clark Quinn. Clark, great circuit, great cars. What do you think?
This is what I've been leading up to all year. You know, you come to Highlands here, it's always the best event to finish off the year.
You've driven at some pretty cool tracks around the world and seen some pretty amazing racing. What makes Highlands just so incredible?
It was designed and built about 3 years ago, and we stole all those incredible parts of world tracks and brought them here to Central Otago and joined it all together, and this is the outcome. And asked all the drivers, it's one of the best tracks I've ever been on, and it is such a rewarding track.
So what does it mean to have 29 GT3 cars here this weekend?
I think it just shows the strength of the category and strength of motorsport in this part of the world. Next year's going to be even bigger, and why wouldn't it be? I'm like, this is not motorsport anymore. It's more of an experience. On race day, you got so many things on the lead up to the race. You know, you've got the pit walk and action in the lake and drifters and stunt bikes and the whole works. It is a full experience of motorsport. And even if you're not a motorsport enthusiast, it is super exciting.
Welcome to Highlands Motorsport Park for the third running of the spectacular Highlands 101. The world's best have come to tackle this stunning jewel in the crown of motorsport in New Zealand, surrounded by the mountains of Central Otago. A full field of 29 GT3 cars have made the journey, poised to put on a fantastic show with GT racing, Australasia's fastest growing form of motorsport.
You can buy a car, like for example from Audi, and you can race all over the world. You can race in New Zealand, in Australia, in Europe, in America, wherever you want. It's all the same regulations, and you don't have to change much on the cars.
Everyone's excited about the cars. Everyone sitting up on the bank can relate to something like this. Some of the rocket ships we see around the world nowadays, no one really knows even how they're powered. But great range of cars, great range of drivers.
To walk down this grid and go Ferrari, Porsche, Bentley, Lambo. I didn't have that many good Matchbox cars when I was a kid, let alone seeing this many real cars on a racetrack around these kind of mountains in this country. It's an unbeatable combination. It really is truly spectacular on a global scale.
When I first started, it was just Australian guys and the good guys, but now there's Christopher Mees, Haas, factory Audi guys. They're pretty darn quick, and then the level of the cars has really stepped up.
The teams have got behind it. There's going to be an oversupply of customers for next year. We're all very proud of what we've achieved. The guys at Highlands done a great job. The trick now is to keep it going.
I was here as a commentator 12 months ago, and I kid you not, I wasn't in the sport, hadn't been in it for 4 years, and it reignited the passion for motorsport in my soul. It was that cool. When I saw the place, saw the snow-dusted mountaintops and these machines, I went, I'm going to get back into motorsport. And that's the whole reason I'm here right now.
The track is just awesome with the bridge and the tunnel and the banking, the carousel. It takes a lot of good parts all over the world and combines it in one racetrack. So it's very interesting, very unique, but very good fun.
To race here at home is pretty cool, and the event that it is, it's quite relaxed but serious at the same time, and the way the event's set out, fans can come in and then just, they got free reign out the pits, and it's awesome.
So on to qualifying for the Highlands 101. The teams were met by grey skies and a damp track on Sunday morning, with the question being whether the track would be dry for the start of the 2 qualifying sessions. After a crash in the previous day's Australian GT race took out the front-running team of Nathan Antunis and twice Highlands 101 runner-up Rod Salmon, the news of the morning was that Greg Taylor had vacated his seat in the Aldina Apartments Audi R8, allowing Antunis to pair up with Barton Moore.
I feel absolutely privileged. Tough day yesterday. Greg gave me a call and definitely lifted my spirits. And I'm really excited to jump in with Bart.
Nathan and I know each other really well. We work together, we're friends. I don't think we've actually raced together before, so it'll be special. Obviously, we'll be competitive in trophy, and we can give some of the big boys a hurry up. We'll definitely do that.
Most teams elected to put their main drivers in for the first qualifying session, resulting in plenty of quick times. Tony D'Alberto in the Ferrari 4th fastest, Garth Tander in the McLaren he shares with Tony Quinn 3rd, Jono Lester continued his impressive form with 2nd, but no one could touch Shane Van Gisbergen's fastest time, the factory McLaren GT driver putting in an impressive performance.
Fastest man of the weekend on a 31.7. How's the car?
Yeah, it was awesome. The track's really grippy, but a few wet patches, so it's taking it easy at the start and building up, but when I pushed, the car was really good, so see how Clark goes. That's the average of the 2 drivers, so he'll be right.
Track conditions remain tricky offline, with the Tony Walls Warren Luff McLaren demonstrating by traversing the Highlands gravel trap. Luff recovered to set the 4th fastest time in the 2nd qualifying session. George Madecki went 3rd fastest in the Aston Martin Vantage. David Russell put the new Lamborghini he shares with Roger Largo in an impressive 2nd. But it was Christopher Mies who stole the show, the newly crowned Australian GT champion, setting fastest time in the session and also breaking the Highlands Motorsport Park lap record in the process.
Rain just cleaned the track, so it was obviously, fresh, clean track. I still just had a bit of traffic, so I lost around 2/10 in the 2nd last corner, but yeah, I'm quite happy about the lap record. I was just informed by you and the engineer, so yeah, I'm quite happy about that.
However, in spite of Mies' impressive effort, Graham Smythe's 5th fastest time was enough to give the Trask Family Motorsport Ferrari pole position ahead of Mies and teammate Ryan Millier's Audi when combined qualifying times were put together.
We said yesterday we wanted to do it, and I believe we could, and we brought it home. Obviously, it is a combined aggregate, and we weren't the quickest car on track this morning, but the car itself is a huge improvement on yesterday, and I think we can tune it up even more for the race.
The biggest part of that qualifying session was just getting a clear lap without any traffic. Managed to get a reasonably clear one in at the end, so that was icing on the cake really to, I guess, start off a good day, hopefully.
So as the fans enjoy the free activities going on around the Highlands circuit, let's have a look at how the grid will shape up. Lester and Smythe will take the Le Mans start from pole position, with Mies and Millier behind. D'Alberto and Denyer pit Van Gisbergen and Clark Quinn for 3rd, and Tunis and Moore's Trophy Class Audi will start an impressive 9th. And with names like Luff, Baird, Haas, McIntyre, Coulthard and Bow all starting outside the top 10, you have a quality grid lineup.
Ferrari, Audi, McLaren, Lamborghini, Bentley, Porsche and more. Cars that exude and ooze performance, passion and power. And how cool is it? The Highlands fans get up close and personal, not only with the cars, but with their drivers as well. Clark Quinn, P3 on the grid for this race, but more importantly, we're standing on the grid with all these fans around us. How cool is that here?
Yeah, it's super cool. It's something we learned at Nürburgring, and all the fans involved, get the crowd involved, and they love it as much as we do, because we don't actually get to do this quite often. So it's good interacting with the fans and getting them in the car and showing them how privileged we are.
As soon as I want to go in one, I want to start the engine and go.
It's nice to see just what a wonderful amount of effort they put into it.
How good is this for the fans and for the families?
Oh, it's fantastic. This is awesome. There's a lot of people out here last year. Looks like there's twice as many people out here this year, which is fantastic. And kids are in the car, so they're actually a shorter tandem, so they're probably a better fit for Tony. So the seating position might be better if Scarlett shares the car.
I actually just got up off the wall. I took a video because I was just so stoked about how many people are here and how close I can get to the car. And you see people walking around with Aston Martin hats and people walking around with McLaren stuff and Ferrari stuff, and be able to get close to such awesome bits of gear. That's pretty special.
Internally, I'm going berserk. Yeah, no, this is great fun. All these people make a great atmosphere. Tony Quinn and the crew have done a great job.
And we'll be back with the unique Le Mans running start at Highlands.
Behind me, there are some drivers limbering up and getting ready for the run in the Le Mans start. And one of those drivers that's been, I guess, stuck with the duty is Chris Hasse. Chris, how do you think you're going to go in this run?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a funny thing, and I'm looking forward to do it. Now we can see what race drivers don't like. It's a great thing for the spectators. So hopefully I come back first.
Graham Smythe, you're looking pretty relaxed here, mate.
Yeah, I'm really not that relaxed. This is the most nervous I've been in quite a while. I'd much rather be in the car. And yeah, when you look down there, it is a fair way. So I don't know, I just want to make it down there without falling over, I think.
Christopher, do you have to do this in Nürburgring or anywhere?
No, I think the lap in Nürburgring would be a bit longer, but it's quite interesting. Obviously, you have a clear view. Just try to get into the slipstream of the P1 guy and just try to follow him, overtake him shortly before we enter the car lane, and just try to exit first.
You look at the face of every serious motor racing professional driver down there, and they are absolutely crapping themselves.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Got some fast guys around me, but yeah, hopefully we still get out of pit lane in a good position.
It's only 200 metres. How hard can it be?
Mate, I'll come and see you.
As soon as he stops, have the microphone ready.
I'll come and see you after those short 200 metres.
Great beard, obviously looking the part with the stretches there, mate. How's it? Oh, yeah, you've done a hammy. How are you feeling on this one?
Mate, I hate this part. I love motor racing. Quinny is a very, very intelligent bloke, but he comes up with some really weird concepts, mate. But notice, he's sitting in a car and we're down here with running shoes on.
I reckon I'm just going to beeline it across here. It'd be like running through the beach a little bit and then a bit of hurdles and we're good.
You've got some stiff competition in front of you, pal. You've been training for this or not?
Yeah, I brought the running shoes, so they're mint. But yeah, look, you can never prepare yourself for this, so it'll be good. It's a good humour, it's a pretty good spectacle for the fans, so I'm happy to make a fool of myself.
Awesome, mate. Good luck.
Cheers.
And it is underway, the most unique start to a motor race just about in the world, the start of the Highlands 101. Shane Van Gisbergen already making a move up the inside, does second and nearly trips over as they make their way around the sweeping turn onto pit lane. Van Gisbergen in third, he's got the hat reversed, he's got it going backwards, but here comes George Mediki. The big tall legs through and to the lead. And it's the Australian that's going to get down to the Aston Martin first with Dad Andrew about to start the race. They are the first away. David Russell down to the Largo Lamborghini. They are next, and Christopher Mees just about cleaned up one of the Lamborghini team guys. But it's the Aston out to start lap 1 of 101 for the Highlands 101. Not a great start for the Pulsar to Jono Lester. He's about 8th in the queue. Joined in commentary by Andrew Waite, who contested the inaugural Highlands 101 and has a little bit to do with this place. How exciting is that for a race start, Andrew? Remembering you won the foot race in the first year.
Yeah, what a way to start the race. I've done all this before. I know exactly how these guys are feeling, and they were trying to get into the rhythm, the guys in the cars at the moment.
Andrew Mediki already with a fairly big lead over Roger Largo as they head down into the S's on lap number 1. Max Twigg in the first of the Erebus Mercedes runs off track and loses a couple of positions. Back on board with Ryan Millier in the number 74 Audi R8. Very, very busy opening lap. Tony Quinn and the Sticks McLaren making an inside run on Inky Tulloch on this opening lap, but up front it is Andrew Mediki in the Aston Martin.
George Mediki, where did that come from?
Like me, that was hard. Those little fellas, they're like a little Ferrari V8, they're like 9,000 RPM. Not Georgie, big old Cummins diesel, just straight past, so no, that was good.
Mate, there was a heap of spots to make up. Your dad's out there now. This is going to be epic.
Yeah, no, that's what I could do, so did it. We'll see how we go.
Helmet cam with Jono Lester as he goes down the inside of Clark Quinn. Up in front of them we saw Morgan Haber going to the inside of Roger Largo for position as Quinn goes wide in the McLaren. Clark Quinn losing a couple of spots here on the run down to the final corner. Barton Moore up the inside of the Walls McLaren after a slow start with gear selection issues. As Inky Tulloch spins the Waterloo Camaro. That's out of the final corner. And we've seen that in the past. It usually ends with wall contact.
Yeah, that's a scary place to lose the car there, as everyone's on cold tyres and, they're all just trying to get as much temperature as they can in them at the moment.
Jono Lester working his way through to the front, currently 4th. Not the best of starts on board. Helmet cam as he applies the pressure to the beautiful Largo Lamborghini. An inside run here off the hairpin as he rockets out of the trees.
Nice little wave there as well, saying hello.
As they head up over the bridge, and the cars have been catching air there right throughout the weekend. Again, another one of the unique parts of this awesome Highlands layout, and headlights are on. It's quite dark here, a little bit of cloud overhead. As we go on board with Morgan Haber, winner of one of the Australian GT races on the previous day, and he's applying the pressure to Andrew Mediki, who's in the car, in the Aston Martin for the first time this weekend, paired with George, their first opportunity, and George hasn't stopped smiling all weekend as Haber looks down the inside through the carousel and picks off a nice pass.
Yeah, that's a great place to be able to make a move, but he hasn't quite pulled it off there. As you can see, Mediki back in front again.
Haber just got a little bit sideways, the big SLS Merc with lots of torque and horsepower, and it's a three-way battle for the lead as Haber takes Jono Lester through with him. First and second change for the lead. Haber now leads in the Erebus Mercedes SLS, and Jono Lester's got the eyes on.
Yeah, as you can see, Mediki, he's thinking long game. He's just didn't make it too hard for him to get through. He just wants to tag in behind and see if he can hold on to them.
Oh, sparks flying off the back of the Mercedes, back on board with Lester. He is hustling through Lakeside in a big moment there, Andrew.
Yeah, oversteer there by Jono Lester. The car's obviously a little bit sideways at the moment, but the tyres temperatures are still coming up.
The top three already getting away. Jono Lester just needs to regroup here. Back on board with Morgan Haber, who has done some racing here in New Zealand previously with the V8 Super Tourers, but he's under all sorts of pressure here from Jono Lester.
You can see Jono make a little bit of look up the inside. He knows it's a good corner to be able to make a pass.
So two of the young guns in Australasia.
Morgan Haber's been very impressive this weekend. He's been quick, as we've seen in qualifying, and he's getting quicker and quicker, learning the track as he goes.
Paired with Jack LeBrock, who's had a lot of experience with the AMG Mercedes in the Australian GT Championship presented by Pirelli. Here's a run from Lester.
Doesn't get much closer than that, does it? Up into the section over the bridge.
Down through the S's, he gets the passes. They fly up over the Giltrap Group Bridge. New race leader, it is Jono Lester. Still very early days here in the 101. Back through the pack on board with Barton Moore. The Audi R8 GT3 to the inside of the Ginetta. That is the Michael Hovey. Matt Campbell G55, which has been very, very quick throughout the weekend. Hasn't had an awful lot of luck, and he's been chased by the bellowing Bentley. John Bow at the wheel. Look at the chasing pack. JB down the inside of the Ginetta.
You can see the car getting a little bit airborne over the top there, and it's still settling just under brakes into the left-hander.
Andrew Madicki in fourth, now under pressure from Ryan Miller in the number 74. Jamek Pem Racing, Audi R8. And he's going to get the job done up at the hairpin. And that's Tony D'Alberto, back in sixth on board.
See him just settling in there. You can see him adjusting the belts, getting everything ready. There's a long stint ahead of him here.
D'Alberto's had a smile on his face right throughout the weekend. How could you not? Ferrari 458 in this wonderful layout at Highlands, working over Madecki. He's going to cross him over.
He's trying to get the run out, and he's got him into this last corner. As we see, Inky Tulloch had a bit of a moment through here. It's a hard one when you're offline, but he's got the pass done.
Turn 14, D'Alberto up into fifth, Madecki back to sixth.
Look at those sights, up over the bridge, under the bridge. There's something going on everywhere around here.
That's one of the things about this place. You've got cars going in all sorts of different directions, spectating as D'Alberto goes down the inside of Ryan Miller, and that is for fourth.
As you were saying, Jamie, it's a busy track for everyone to watch. Also, it's hard work as a driver, as you really don't get much of a break around here.
I remember from the first year here at Highlands as Jono Lester starts working his way through lap traffic, and he's just put one of the Jamek Pem Audis down a lap. Steve McLaughlin starting that car with Audi factory driver Christopher Meese, due to get in after the first round of pit stops. Back on board with the fifth place of Ryan Miller. I remember Fabian Coulthard telling me you're always in a corner.
Pretty much. There's no room for breakers. We've got one in the pits already.
Tony D'Alberto, the first of the cars to pit. The pit window is open. The Just Cuts number 88 458 GT3 is on pit lane. He'll hand over to Grant Denyer. Headlights on. Fuel going in, no tyres. Denyer in, D'Alberto out. We'll be back with more from Highlands. Welcome back to the Highlands 101, and Steve McLaughlin spins his Audi R8 at one of the fastest parts of the circuit. That was a big moment for the Australian.
Yeah, looks like he just got a bit loose in the marbles and ran him wide and ended up spinning.
So Ryan Miller is chasing down Clark Quinn in the Styx McLaren. Miller in the sister car to this one, which has just spun as Miller, he's going off himself. Oh, and a big moment there for Ryan Miller, taking to the air.
He's very lucky it didn't end up worse than that. Once again, another car off into the marbles, and he's beached it.
Can he get this car out? Will it bring out the first safety car? No, he gets reverse. He's out of the gravel, but that's cost him a whole heap of time. With Christopher Mees due to jump in that car, and they've just been lapped by the race leader, Jono Lester.
That's one thing you don't want to happen, go down a lap. You've got a lot of work ahead of you from here.
Well, that has cost Ryan Miller the best part of 30 to 40 seconds as he regroups. A lucky moment there, but both Jamek Pem Audis involved in incidents as Jono Lester heads on to pit lane. Race leader with about a 30-second advantage over Morgan Haber.
Yeah, what a stint. 30-second lead, that's huge. They wanted to get that lead. Obviously, Jono was one of the only primary drivers as such to be in the car at the time, and they couldn't have done any better job there.
Axe Twigs headed back out. Shay Davies did not get into the red and black Erebus Merc. Here is Morgan Haber on pit lane. Will we see a driver change from the second of the Erebus Mercedes? Heading down pit lane, 40 kilometres an hour. Out on a huge fire to the left. What's that? That's huge. Absolutely huge fire on pit lane just as Morgan Haber pitted in front. Scary moment here as the fire crews and some of the crews from the other teams have gone to the assistance. That's the Justin McMillan, Dale Wood Lamborghini. A huge moment here on pit lane. And look at the smoke as the race continues, but a scary, scary moment. The Morgan Haber stop continues. He hasn't got out of the car. He will stay into double stint. Hopefully they've got that fire out behind and everyone's okay on pit lane. A nasty moment as Graham Smythe heads out onto the racetrack.
Jamie, as much as it's a dangerous moment, it's also a, maybe we may see a safety car in this position. So we'll just wait to see what happens here. We may see a few cars pitting, thinking a safety car's about to come out.
Well, that is just spectacular action. Again, our thoughts for everyone on pit lane. Smythe out, Haber out, and the chase is on for Morgan Haber. He's made up a little bit of ground with that pit stop. Confirmation, no safety car. This race will continue. Everything is all good on pit lane. As Smythe goes off. Smythe goes off. He's out towards the wall through the gravel. Where's that, Andrew?
That's just on Lakeside Corner there. He's managed to keep it out of the gravel, running along the grass. Hopefully there's no damage.
Well, that's going to help Morgan Haber. He's done well to get it back out on track, but how much time has he lost?
Jono Lester, a moment you don't really want to see. Graham just coming off the bridge a little bit too quick, manages to get to the grass.
Yeah. Car's good, so maybe we just make that time back up. I don't know. Look, we had a good first stint. He is on the tyres I've just been on, so he'll get his eye in. He doesn't often make mistakes. It looks like we got away with it.
No worries, mate. He'll get his head back in it, and good luck to carry on.
Yeah. It's a little bit of instant shock there. Sorry about that.
I can tell you what, I'm a good friend of Jono Lester's, and I don't think I've ever seen him that quiet before, so he's a little bit nervous, but as he said, Graham doesn't make many mistakes, so he'll get his head back into the right place, and he'll be away, I'm sure.
Morgan Haber has made up that time before that first round of pit stops, and he's right in behind Graham Smythe and working him over too. This race is well and truly on. McLaren slowing here, Andrew. That is the Styx McLaren number 7, Tony Quinn at the wheel. And they may have a problem. That car does not look to be sitting right.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of sync, this stop, so we'll see what we can find here. That's a pretty obvious one. You can see all the movement in the front right-hand wheel there. Hopefully it's nothing too major and they can get that car back out ASAP.
Just heard from the crew. Broken a shock and a hole in a radiator. Their day looks to be over. That's disappointing. However, out in front is the second of the Styx McLarens yet to make a pit stop. Clark Quinn at the wheel. He'll hand over to Shane Van Gisbergen, but down in the pits, Mike's got Tony Quinn.
Tony looks like a little bit of a problem with the McLaren there. What happened out there?
It was going all right, and then I was coming into the S's, and the front wheel just dropped in a big bang. I thought the tyre had blown out, but the shock absorber's unwound itself out of the nut or something, and it's busted the shock absorber itself, and then it's burst the radiator as well. There's some good drivers, good teams out there, but I think Clark and Shane are the ones to beat.
Well, no three-peat for Tony Quinn. He's won the first 2 Highlands 101s. It's not going to happen in 2015. Lap 45 now reached the minimum number of laps drivers have to do in the car for the first stint. And pit lane is about to get very, very busy. Millia is in to hand over to Christopher Mees. Clark Quinn is in to hand over to Shane Van Gisbergen. Looking forward to this battle between Mees and Van Gisbergen. They are both super, super quick, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely they are, and they'll be amping at the bit to get in the cars. And both Millia and Clark, they've had great stints. Obviously, Millia had his little bit of a moment earlier on, but the car looks okay still.
So as the pit stops continue, let's check out some of the action. The Drivers' Highlands Adventure Day, highlighting some of the local activities.
We're just communicating, you know.
Look at this, it's like parting of the oceans. It is, how good is that?
Hey, find me on Facebook, huh?
You won't be able to use any of this.
So you just Marino walking in.
See, I wanted Morgan to drive. Would have been a lot more exciting.
We'd get the swap though, don't
I think he can't drive very well.
That's a bit rough, mate. We'll see who wins this weekend, all right?
I didn't realise we were going to do this today, but learning all the different things that we are today and seeing things like up here, effectively was a gold mining village 150 years ago. Cool.
Are we going to race?
Sounds like a good idea.
Don't get now.
I'll get with you.
All right, you're on.
Yay.
3, 2.
Go, full power. What's happening, dude?
Oh. Yeah, but he can see.
Oh, he's coming on the left side. Brace yourselves. Oh, where are we going?
Look at Tony. Tony's like, ah!
Yeah, I'm going.
You do it.
Oh. That was a bit rough.
Yeah. Oh. Get us out!
Tony told me to go bush and take a shortcut.
I nearly rolled it.
That was alright. I survived.
It was awesome. Oh.
Tony didn't give so much racing room, but it was alright. It was hard, fair racing, you know.
Standing on people. Even if you're having a crack in the inside, you still in, it doesn't matter.
You nearly fenced me. There were some big names in here, so you know.
Listen to go-karting, they said the winner was going to be the one that got to do this, but also the loser. So I threw the race and I lost, and this is why I get the opportunity. Yeah, mate, that felt good. Just want to get that diving, you know. It's the second name that helps, you know. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to the guys.
We're a 3-hour flight from Sydney. That's why I come to Queenstown every year for the last 10 years in this area. And I've got more of a reason to come here and go racing.
Welcome back to Highlands. Pit lane has been very, very busy. Just the one car left to make its final pit stop, and it is race leader Graham Smythe in the number 27 Trash Family Motorsport Ferrari 458 GT. But they are running it right down to the wire. Smith has had to stay in the car so he can complete his minimum 45 laps. But with the strategy the team's chosen, have they cut it too fine? They may have. They're outside of that 2-hour limit. This could come right down to the wire. We think they're about 3 or so seconds short. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Jono Lester about to get in.
We are holding the bubble by seconds of time, but we're okay, I think.
Well, you heard it there from Jono Lester. They think they're all right on time, but this is drama for the race leaders as Shane van Gisbergen heads out onto the racetrack. They nearly have to make up the lap to catch up to the race leaders who are yet to come out of pit lane. And the battle is going to be on here between Van Gisbergen and the chasing LeBrock in the Mercedes SLS. This is tight, Andrew.
Yeah, so here comes LeBrock. He's obviously on warmer tyres here, so he's going to put as much pressure as he can on Shane. He'll do everything to get past, as he'll also know that Shane's on cold tyres at the moment.
Well, there is drama in pit lane. There's drama on the racetrack. This is effectively what should be the battle for second and third as LeBrock launches up the inside in the Mercedes and picks off Van Gisbergen.
As you can see, Shane's got a little bit of understeer in the middle of the corner there. He's trying to get all that heat into the tyres, and LeBrock is slowly pulling away there.
How close can they get to Jono Lester as he rockets down pit lane? That gap is going to be around 30 or so seconds, but what about the issues with maybe pitting outside of the compulsory pit stop window?
So as we could hear, Jono was saying to Graham that he wasn't too sure, so he's just out there, he'll get his head down, and he knows what he needs to do. So we've got a slowing car here.
Janja Darson, the number 77 Lamborghini, has stopped out on pit lane. Will this bring a safety car? Will this bring a safety car? Yes, it has. Who's it going to pick up? And at the moment, it looks like it's going to pick up Jack LeBrock with Shane van Gisbergen. Where is Jono Lester? We are hearing from race control that the Lester Ferrari is going to be excluded for pitting outside of that pit stop window. Oh, that is just heartbreaking for the Trass Family Motorsport team. There are the puzzled faces in pit lane as discussions continue. And we go back to the restart. Lester back through the order. Will be allowed to take the restart, but we understand that that car will be excluded at the end of this race for pitting outside of the pit stop window. That is drama, Andrew.
Yeah, it is. That's obviously a complete game changer. Now we've got LeBrock leading the race in the Erebus Mercedes there, and obviously Shane, he's going to want to get those tyres up to temp as much as he can.
Now Christopher Mees has come out of the last round of pit stops on a brand new set of Pirelli DHs, so he may have an advantage, but he hasn't got track position with some lap traffic up ahead as he clears the Inky Tulloch, John McIntyre Camaro, I think the Barton Moore, Nathan Antunes Audi as well, and he's got the eyes on hunting down the leaders. There's Jono Lester, utter disappointment for the team. Looks like they've made a mistake with their pit cycles. As we go on board with George Madecki, trying to fight his way back through the field. Contact there with, I think, the D'Alberto Degna Ferrari, and he's off on the grass. This is a massive accident. Oh, a violent end to it as well. George Madecki, that is a massive accident here at Highlands, and it brings out the safety car again. They say safety cars breed safety cars. As we check out the Aston, Madecki out of the car, he is A-OK. And check out this replay. Skips across the gravel trap through the grass, up over the bank. Thankfully, he is A-OK as we go back. 13-lap run home. This is a sprint to the finish. What a dramatic conclusion we have to the 2015 Highlands 101, Andrew.
Yeah, as you can see now, tyre temperatures, they're all even. Everyone's been under safety car, so now it's all on all. So obviously Christopher Mees has got that little bit newer tyres, so keep an eye on him for sure.
So it's Jack LeBrock out in front, paired with Morgan Haber, who is the primary driver for this car for the Australian GT Championship. LeBrock with previous experiences. Christopher Mees was looking to the outside of Shane van Gisbergen, and not too many do that.
No, not through there at all, but he knows down into this hairpin there's a big wide open space for him to make the move, but Shane's managed to pull away a little bit there.
Quite a different line from Van Gisbergen through the hairpin that time as we go back to Jono Lester, now fourth on track but will not figure in the results, and we have just heard a drive-through penalty for car 27 for an overlap off the restart. It just continues to get worse for the Trass team and Jono Lester as the war rages out in front. Shane van Gisbergen is filling the mirrors, and more so on the Jack LeBrock Mercedes. As Jono Lester tours down pit lane, what an end, disappointing for that team, and they have pretty much dominated this race as Shane van Gisbergen works on LeBrock for the race lead.
He's trying everything he can there. The problem for Shane there is he can't open himself out too much to also open out LeBrock. The problem is Mees is right in behind as well, as you can actually see Shane looking in his mirrors, so he knows he can't open himself up too much.
Oh, this is all on. Again, Van Gisbergen with the little half feint, little bit of contact, nose to tail, off the hairpin. Christopher Mies lying in wait. If either of these two get together or make a mistake, the German ace is going to seize the opportunity. Back on board with the leader. Wonderful shot as they approach the bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. And look how relaxed Jack is. You know, he's got all that pressure on him. He's still relaxed. He's making a few adjustments in the car, but he's obviously trying everything he can there.
So the Mercedes leads again. Van Gisbergen trying to tighten that line off the museum corner through reverse Indy to the final corner. Again, a little half look up the inside, but look at the momentum he's lost as Clark Quinn is having kittens in pit lane.
The smile says it all, doesn't he? He's having a lot of fun.
Lap traffic coming up. Van Gisbergen is filling the mirrors and he's filling the TV screens. The rearward facing camera on the Brock car is full of black and orange. Shane Van Gisbergen as they negotiate lap traffic around the outside through the sweeper. This is a compelling end to what has been a fantastic race, and this is definitely not over.
Yeah, absolutely. Christopher Mies knows he can either sit there. Look at that shot. Isn't it awesome seeing the front wheels right off the ground there?
Now Shea Davies and David Russell are in the mix here. We've got a five-way battle for the lead. Shea Davies has made up some ground in the last couple of laps as again Shane looking for different lines off the museum corner. Can he sneak up the inside here into turn 14? No, LeBrock shuts him down.
Yeah, I think after last lap he sort of learned his lesson. Maybe he needs to get his run onto the straight, as obviously he doesn't want Mies getting past him also.
Good drive down. They've just dropped Mies off a little bit. It is nose to tail stuff.
What a drive by Jack, though, managing to hold off Shane that much pressure. You know, he has made a single mistake. He is just driving awesome.
Morgan Haber and Jack LeBrock have been strong today. Morgan strong right throughout the weekend with his second race victory in the Australian GTs on the previous day. Lap traffic coming up again as Van Gisbergen monsters the back of the rear wing of the Mercedes SLS. Again, a different line. Mies with a little half opportunity. Couldn't seize the inside run on Van Gisbergen, one of the toughest guys to pass in any form of motorsport.
As you can see there, Jack was covering the line into the carousel, as we call it, as that's a really good pass to be able to place, and Jack will know that. Jack will know where he needs to cover, and Shane will know what he needs to do to also get past. But Mies is also in the mix. He's making it hard.
Look at this lap traffic, though, as the team's down on pit lane. Wait nervously for the conclusion of this race. Up over the bridge. That is a sensational shot as these cars take to the air. Van Gisbergen parked on the back bumper of the Erebus Mercedes with more lap traffic coming up. Can he get the drive down? Through to reverse Indy, up the inside. Has he got it stuck this time? No! LeBrock again shuts him down into turn 14.
Look at the sparks.
Trailing from the Mercedes. And Shea Davies is on the back of the queue of three at the front, a four-way battle for the lead, and David Russell's not too far away, headlights on with the Roger Largo Lamborghini Gallardo. 1.5 laps to go, nothing between the top three. They've just dropped Shea Davies off again. Van Gisbergen with a run through the S's. Can he get the inside line?
It's an important passing spot, this one. Can Shane open him out? He's going to make a move. He's
gonna launch it down the inside. Can he get it to stick? He's got it done. Van
Christopher
Gisbergen
Mies
through
in there
the lead.
also.
Mies has gone through with him, and this place has gone nuts. Highlands are on their feet. The team's on their feet. They are celebrating, but it is not over yet.
It is not over. As we were saying, Christopher Mies on that better set of tyres, so he may still have something for Shane here yet.
Lap traffic doing a good job, as they have done right throughout the day. Van Gisbergen through to the lead, being chased by the German ace, Christopher Mies, the new Australian GT champion. Jack LeBrock hasn't given up either, and the battle in behind them for fourth is raging, with David Russell having got by Shea Davies.
I'm wondering if Christopher Mies has just been sitting back there to conserve his tyres to now have a crack at Shane.
So can the young German mount a challenge to get to the lead? We know he's quick. Shane Van Gisbergen has acknowledged he's quick. Van Gisbergen with the race lead, 1 lap to go. Can the Styx McLaren hold on to it? Can the German get to him? We believe he's on a fresher tyre, but what a race. What a race. Clark Quinn and Ryan Millier having a bit of a joke on pit lane. I think they've worn the soles off their race boots.
Yeah, it's good to see a camaraderie between the teams here also. As we can see, this is a great passing opportunity, as I've mentioned before, into this corner, but not quite close enough there.
Mies not close enough. The headlights green, chasing down Van Gisbergen. Van Gisbergen with a couple of car length lead on the last lap, back on board with Christopher Mies, the Nürburgring 24-hour winner this year. factory Audi driver chasing Shane van Gisbergen, a factory McLaren driver this year.
Yeah, as you can see, that gap actually opening out a little bit there. Not too many corners to go from here. As you can see there, he's using all the road on the exit.
As they rocket back out of the trees for the final time off the hairpin. Just a few corners to negotiate the run through to the bridge. Up over the bridge for the final time. Van Gisbergen with a big enough gap. On Mies at the moment. Can he close up under brakes to the museum corner?
Not many passing opportunities from here, so it looks like Shane may have it.
Van Gisbergen out of turn 12 in front of a packed bank here at Highlands Motorsport Park. And how about this? A Kiwi in a McLaren winning on New Zealand soil. It's the Styx McLaren of Clark Quinn and Shane van Gisbergen with the win as the team celebrates on pit lane. What an amazing race, an absolutely amazing race as Van Gisbergen and Mies offer their congratulations.
Clark Quinn, is there a word to describe that, my friend?
No. That was awesome. Like, just so intense. It's perfect way to finish the weekend. You know, to keep it 101 in the family. It's just awesome.
So it's an ecstatic Clark Quinn and Shane van Gisbergen taking the victory from Christopher Mies, Ryan Millier, Jack LeBrock, Morgan Haber, Shea Davies, Max Twigg got back up to 4th on the last lap ahead of Roger Largo, David Russell, ahead of Tony D'Alberto, Brad Denyer in 6th, Warren Luff and Tony Wall 7th, Nathan Antunes, Barton Moore, the first of the trophy cars in 8th, ahead of Fabian Coulthard, Peter Fitzgerald and Marcus Marshall and Theo Conjuris.
Shane van Gisbergen, my word, son, that was epic. I don't think I've seen a finish to the race like that in a long time.
Oh, that was one of the best battles I've ever had. I don't know who was in that Merc at the end there, but they were driving awesome, and I had Chris behind me, and yeah, just awesome. We were flat out the whole way at the end there. Unlucky for that Ferrari, they did a good job, but stoked for Clark here. He did a great job all weekend, really, and then round winning to finish it off today. It's just awesome.
Van Gis went into the carousel, went inside, and I just went with him and hoped it worked out, and finally it worked. I was maybe a tiny bit quicker than Van Gis in the last 2 laps, but not enough to pass him. He didn't do any mistakes, so I brought it home safe in the 2nd place, and I think that's a big achievement for us.
Morgan did a great job earlier on in the race to keep us up the pointy end, and yeah, I had the easy part trying to stay at the front, and yeah, it wasn't so easy in the end.
Well, that's all from Highlands Motorsport Park. What an event. We'll see you next year where Highlands and Hampton Downs will form the final rounds of the inaugural Australian Endurance Championship.